Hey, editing Alex here. I kind of hated my intro for this video. So basically this video is my recap of 2025 and also my goals for 2026. If you just want to see my goals for 2026, go here. But if you want to see the entire recap of 2025, then keep on watching. This is a video that I do every year. I usually do it on TikTok, but this year I'm doing it on YouTube. And yeah, it's something to keep myself accountable for my life and also just to document the changes that go on year to year, because honestly, sometimes it's so crazy you can't even remember what happened at the beginning of the year. There are games in movies that I watched at the beginning of the year in 2025 that I barely remembered. So it's crazy. Anyways, enjoy the video and yeah. So New Year's is a pretty big deal for me, especially from the time from after Christmas to the 1st, because there is a series of reflection that I do from the 26th to the 1st, between meditation and writing myself a letter and reflecting and all this kind of stuff. And the main reason why this is so important to me and I do this kind of stuff is because it is a built-in time for reflection. It feels like everywhere else in the world is go, 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 do, 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 be, 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 have to, you know, it's very intense and very running. And this is really the only time period in the world, the 26th to the 1st is really the only time period that the whole world has to stop and look back and see what they actually did. And boy, howdy do, I'm so happy that I looked back this year, because whenever I walked into this reflection, I was lazy, I was stupid, I wasn't doing anything. Lazy was the thing that I was talking to myself about. But then I actually reflected on 2025 and I did all of my different reflections that I do, like making lists and checking stats and doing all that kind of stuff, and looking through my my Instagram post, because my Instagram posts are very much like a diary of my life. And so all that stuff, and guess what? I wasn't lazy this year. In fact, I would consider this year a slow and steady year, like a tortoise year. You know, yeah, if I could call this year anything, 2025 anything, I would call it a tortoise year. I was slow and steady and consistent. And you know what? I've never been consistent in my life before. So being consistent is pretty cool. The things that I accomplished in 2025 is that I was consistent with YouTube and Twitch. I actually did YouTube almost every single week. I think I skipped 3 weeks, which was so amazing to me. I did not think that I was going to do that, but actually I ended up loving YouTube, and I really do love YouTube. Also, I was consistent with Twitch. Twitch is something that I have not been consistent with for a long time, and I really told myself in 2025 that I was going to buckle down and do this like a job. And yeah, I did, and it felt good. It felt really good. I did all 12 loot letters, which is my newsletter that goes out that has writings by me. Not only did I do all 12 loot letters, but the loot letters were so special to me, and I thrived in that environment. I thrived doing the monthly loot letter. And almost all of them were new. Some of them were ideas that I had had in the past that I hadn't refined, that then I refined for the loot letter, but almost all of the loot letter was brand new stuff, which people seem to really enjoy. Another thing that I did in 2026, which is a huge accomplishment for me personally, is I got my book in my childhood game store. It's not my childhood game store because I don't know what else to call it. It's the game store that started me with games. Whenever I very first started going to game stores, it was that one. And I ran a D&D campaign in that game store for 2 years. It's very important to me. It's called Nerdvana, and it's in Webster in Texas. And whenever I went to Texas, I gave him some of my books and said, would you please sell these? And he flipped through them. He said, they're good. I like this content. And he put my books up for sale at his store, which is just makes me over the moon. It makes me so happy. So yeah, that is a very exciting piece of 2025 history. And then the last thing that happened in 2025, which is a really, really big deal, is I got engaged. I got engaged. Me and Max have been together for 8 years. It'll be 9 years in March. So it was a long time coming, but also I would really say we were only personally ready for marriage in the last 2 years. There was a lot of like personal growth and development that had to happen on both of our ends. And I'm so thrilled that we waited this long to get married, because we have grown together, we have intertwined together, and our compatibility is off the charts. Like, honestly, like I have never met people who are more compatible than we are. Like, we are so compatible. And our wedding, so I thought long and hard about our wedding theme. And what I decided is a Sylvan/Fae princess who's been around for like 200 to 500 years is giving up her faeness in order to marry her mortal soulmate. So very Aragorn and Arwen. I know. I didn't think about that before I came up with this, but then I was like, oh yeah, this is essentially Aragorn and his wife. So yeah, but that is kind of the theming. So we're like getting married in a garden, and we're gonna have, and also we're having board games instead of dancing. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited to get married. It's also gonna be a really small wedding. It's gonna be a really small wedding. So yeah, it's super duper exciting for both of us, and we cannot wait. So yeah, in conclusion, lazy, big old X through that one. And then I'm not lazy. I was actually consistent. I was just consistent. And honestly, consistent is really nice. It's really good. It's proper doings. The next thing that I always go over is my 2025 resolutions and whether or not I succeeded in them. No more earning my keep, I just belong, which was the first resolution. That actually, I did a pretty good job of shaking that from myself. I was really feeling like I had to prove myself to people. Like, as soon as I met them, I had to like, please know my worth and understand my worth. I am worthy. And like, it was really cringe. It was really cringe and not something that I liked about myself. And so I told my therapist, I don't like this about myself. And they were like, well, change it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. And so I really did change that about myself. And now I am much more confident. I mean, I've always been a very confident person. I've never been afraid of confrontation. I've always been myself, my personal self. But I now am okay if people don't like me. You know what I mean? I'm okay if people don't like me. That is definitely something that I was not okay with in the past, and now I am okay with. Cultivate my creativity. That was code for the loot letter. I wanted to make my creativity blossom, and my way of doing that was my loot letter, and it was super duper successful. Honestly, the loot letter was beautiful, and I hope to continue it until the day I die. It is such a magical thing to be able to flex those muscles every single month and try something new and challenge yourself, and know that no matter what you write, there is a group of people who are going to read it. Like, it just makes me so happy that people read the loot letter and embrace the loot letter. And I've gotten a lot of feedback about the loot letter, and people actually really enjoy it. So I'm happy as a clam. And so this one really was successful. I successfully cultivated my creativity, and I will continue that into 2026. Okay, the next one was the big one. Add joy and whimsy to my life. I felt like I had lost a piece of me, and that I was like wearing sweatpants every day and not going out. Like, I was a little afraid to go out. I felt like there was just something missing in my life, and I decided that what was missing in my life was whimsy. And so I added whimsy to my life, whether it be with my makeup or my hair, or, wearing chains, or, my outfits, and like being able to go thrifting and like find vintage stuff, all this kind of stuff. I added whimsy to my life in every single way that I could, including like getting little trinkets and all this kind of stuff. And let me tell you, it was nice. It was really nice. It was a really nice add to my life. I'm definitely going to continue that into 2026. I feel fully whimsied, so that is really fun. And then the one that I didn't do was build muscle mass in my arms. Yeah, I started this too late. So I said this at the beginning of the year that I wanted to be able to do a push-up, because I can't do a push-up. I actually can't, like, do a lot of stuff because I am quite a weak individual, and being able to do a push-up was something that was really, really important to me. And I didn't start it until November. I didn't add arms into my life or muscle building into my life. I did cardio. I always did cardio, but I didn't add muscle building into my life until November. So I did not do this, but it's being rolled over. So I started it. So half points, I guess. So those were the resolutions for 2025. My resolutions for 2026 are a little bit different. I have 3 resolutions that are more loosey-goosey, really can't be obtained, or like moral. They're loosey-goosey. They're not something that can really be measured. And then I have a couple of goals that are measurable goals. My non-measurable goals are cultivate and expand my curiosity. And this just means that, I just want to look stuff up. I don't want to go, and then let that thought die. I don't ever want to let a thought die. I want to chase it. I want to chase those thoughts. I want to ask questions. I want to look things up. I want to ponder the impossible, and I want to allow my brain to wander into the stars and beyond. So in order to do this, I have subscribed to a few scientific podcasts. One of them actually has the guy from Vsauce, which is really fun. Michael from Vsauce. And so I've subscribed to a few podcasts. I've also started switching my TikTok feed over to having more scientific stuff. And yeah, it's been super duper fun to be able to explore things more. I want to explore space is one of the places that I really want to explore. I want to explore the body. I want to explore biology. I want to explore animals, and I want to explore physics. Physics is very, very interesting to me. So the next one that I want to do is don't allow struggling to equal failure. This is a very interesting one to me because it was something that I discovered recently, and I was like, yeah, I need to unlearn that. I'm dyslexic, and I don't talk about it very often, but dyslexia was actually torture for me because, I mean, think about it. As a kid, you don't really understand what's going on. You don't understand why it's so important to read yet. You have to do something that you know you're going to fail at over and over and over again and just keep failing. That's intense. That's scary. That's very horrifying. And so, that system of learning reading, which is so necessary, I'm very happy that I did it, taught me that struggling equals failure. And I have found in my life now that that is not true. That's the opposite. It's the opposite of true. Struggling actually equals success because you're actually trying. So in 2026, I want to unlearn that struggling equals failure, and I want to allow myself to struggle. I want to allow myself to struggle and not kill myself over it and beat myself up over it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is one of the 3. And then the last one, I don't want to go into because it is personal, but I'm adding it for accountability for 2027, Alex. It is acknowledge. That is my 3rd one. It is personal, it is intense, but it is necessary for me to say so that I can remember that it happened, honestly. Okay, but now we have the obtainable ones, and I'm going to start with the most important one to me. Play other TTRPGs. I said this on stream, and I thought it was a great analogy. Only playing D&D is like only eating pizza. Yeah, it's great. Pizza's great. And you can have so many different combinations of pizzas and so many different combinations of toppings, but you're only eating pizza. It's only pizza. So you're missing all of this other stuff. So I really, really want to play other TTRPGs, and I really want to report back. I got to play Dagger Heart last year, which was super duper fun, even though I didn't personally enjoy it, but it was super duper fun to be able to play a different TTRPG. Things that I'm looking forward to play is number 1 is Cyberpunk. I don't care if I have to run it blind or whether or not I work with a group. I don't care. I want to take down a company. I want to take down a corporation and do my part in Cyberpunk to help the movement just a little bit, just as much as I possibly can. And so I want to play Cyberpunk. That is something that I really want to do. Another one that I want to do is Blades in the Dark. Blades in the Dark is another one that as soon as I get to Massachusetts, I'm going to try to find someone to play Blades in the Dark with. It is so much fun. It is such a good time. And it has really good options for whenever people are missing so that the game can still continue. And then the last one that I really want to try is Kids on Bikes. Mostly because Kids on Bikes has so many different iterations and builds off of Kids on Bikes that it almost feels like I'm playing a piece of like TTRPG history by playing Kids on Bikes. And so I really want to do Kids on Bikes. That's super important to me. So yeah, play more TTRPGs, build muscle mass in my arms, following from, listen to one album a month. This is something that I don't really talk about very often, but I was a music major. I went to a voice academy since I was like 11. I did a voice academy after schools, until I was a senior, and then I was a music major in school, and I will tell you right now, that is the #1 easiest way to ruin your love of music. It ruined me. It ruined it. It was horrible. It really took it away from me, the wind out of my sails. And I just now, 10 years later, am getting back into music and getting in and loving music and experiencing music again in the beauty of music and not cringing because I'm counting every single note and trying to figure out So I want to listen to an album a month. So if you have any albums to recommend, I would love recommendations for albums, but I want to listen to a full album the whole way through, one a month, and then I want to write about it in my little Discord server that I have for myself. I want to write about my little experiences. Okay, keep up with Twitch and YouTube. That is something that is very, very important to me. I want to continue the consistency on Twitch and YouTube. Also, YouTube is super fun and Twitch is super fun. Twitch is fun because I get to talk to people, but YouTube is fun because like I just get to put shit out here and like you guys like it, and I think it's a lot of fun. Like everything that I come up with for Twitch or for YouTube is very like exploratory, and you guys seem to really enjoy that stuff. So that is definitely going to happen. Okay. Complete my Animal Crossing island. I deleted my island when the 2.0 update came out so that I could make a new island, and then I never finished the island. I got burnt out and I never finished the island. Well, 3.0 is coming out, and now I'm like, all right, I'm going to finish the island. I'm going to finish my island. So I'm super duper excited. If you play Animal Crossing and Animal Crossing New Horizons and you want to play with me, leave your Switch code down below. I will try to find my Switch code and leave it in the description, because it is so much more fun to play with people. And also I need to get a lot more items in my catalog. I need to catalog a bunch of items because I don't have a lot of items, because I never had online with that island, so I never got stuff from other people. So yeah. And then the last one is keep track of dreams. I am an extremely vivid, extremely lucid dreamer. And I have been my entire life. My dad is also extremely vivid, lucid dreamer. My sister was a vivid, lucid dreamer, but now she doesn't dream anymore. But yeah, no, we are a family of extremely vivid, extremely lucid dreams. My dreams are so real that sometimes I wake up and I'm like, am I in a dream or not? In fact, when I was in elementary school and I was going to therapy for being dyslexic and stuff and bullying and stuff, I told my therapist, I can't tell if I'm in a dream or not right now. And she had to teach me when you're in a dream and when you're not in a dream. So it's pretty intense. It's pretty insane. And the sucky part is that by midday, I forget my dreams. I mean, not always, especially if they're nightmares, but most of the time by midday, I forget my dreams. And so now every morning, whenever I wake up, I typically have a dream, and I am going to write down in my little Discord server, in my little dream diary, what my dream was. Last night's dream, for example, was that I remember this. I remember it because I'm reading it. I was brushing my hair in my dream, and I went to go put my hair in front of my face, and I looked at the brush, and it was covered in lice. It was covered in lice. And I put my hair didn't have lice in it, but I looked at the brush, and the brush had lice in it. And I got so freaked out, I woke up. So, yeah, it's a really intense dreams a lot of the times. And so I will be putting those in a dream diary. I don't know if I'll be sharing them anywhere, but I am putting them in a dream diary for myself. And yeah, the last thing that I have is a letter to myself, but the letter to myself is personal. But Alexandra of the future, go read the letter to yourself and then write a new letter to yourself, because it was nice to write a letter to yourself. And yeah, that is my goals, and that is my recap of 2025 and my goals for 2026. If you're still here, I appreciate it. This is something that I do every year, and it's a lot better on the YouTube format, so that is what I'm going to do. Anyways, I appreciate you guys oh so much. I will be here next week, same time, same place. What I'm bringing you, I have no idea, mostly because I need to stop predicting what I'm going to be bringing you, because I totally get it wrong every single time. But I will talk to you guys later. You are always welcome at my table, and I will see you next week.